Hello, hello there, and we are live. See you guys, yeah. See, no need for an intro, yeah, because you guys already know, yeah. You guys already know. It's me and my brother for life, not a person, yeah. Than this guy I really do respect, and of course, me and him have been doing shows for like 1 year now. I think it's close to 1 year now, man.
Yeah, man.
So nor see, man, it's just pure respect I have for you, and we keep going, and when I came back from my holiday, yeah, I was just itching to do that show with you, and here I am today, sitting down here, and just being blessed and happy that that you're back and I'm back, and we can start, pulling one or two strings together, and talking about Arsenal all through mostly this season that's becoming more interesting right now.
Yeah.
See ya, my brother. You're welcome to the show. Talk to these people, man.
Tony, good to have you back, man. It's great to have you back. As you said, bro, I've been missing our show, man. Listen, I know you've been living your best life, and I'm
Yeah,
sure
man.
we can all say the same. We're so happy for you, but yeah, it's good that we're back this show, man. I really missed it, and listen, man. As you said, very interesting season, and I'm sure we're gonna get all into it, but bro. Listen, it's good to be back. Thank you so much, obviously, for having me on as always, and it's a pleasure to be here with you today, my friend.
Yeah, big pleasure, big pleasure. First of all, I mean, I know we have to go into this Fulham game, and of course, guys, of course, I told you guys, yeah, in my previous show that I did earlier today, I told you that Josh is one that takes very, very keen interest in the Champions League. It takes very keen interest in Europe. I've never seen, uh, not that I've never seen, but of course, Josh is one guy that takes the European competitions exceptionally seriously. Yeah,
Yeah,
of course he has Italian heritage, but definitely he has to like all this European football and put it at its forefront. But me and him will be talking about Arsenal and Monaco, of course, coming up in the Champions League next week. But we'll be touching to be about that. We'll also be talking about Fulham. We're talking about this Manchester United legends. But again, man, I mean, you have to talk to me about that win over Manchester United. I mean, yeah, see, let me just give you a background to this. I mean, coming into this matchup, yeah, Arsenal have won three in a row against Manchester United. After that win day before yesterday against Manchester United, Arsenal have made it four in a row. I mean, it's the first manager, Mikel Arteta. Not that I'm heralding this manager in any way, yeah, but
mm,
again, you have to call a spade, innit? This is the
yeah,
first manager to actually beat Manchester United four times in a row. It has never been done. I mean, in this football club, I mean, it's unprecedented times out here, man. But again, it just makes you kind of like these are actually our biggest rivals if you check it, yeah.
mm,
Tottenham, yeah, they are rivals, but I mean they're not the bar in it. But again, when it comes to sheer hatred, yeah, when it comes to sheer competition, when it comes to sheer, hey, I want to beat this team just because I don't like them, you just have to point to that fixture, Arsenal versus Manchester United, and it just looks like this three wins or the four wins, if you count this last one, that Arsenal have had over this team as kind of like glossed over, what used to be a very, very competitive kind of
mm.
rivalry. Right now, it has been watered down. Uh, did you really look at it from that standpoint? And secondly, just give us your analysis of that matchup, man. Just tell us
Yeah.
as it is in that matchup. Shout out to everyone who's joined us here. Jordan Heyman is down here.
Big up
The
yourself, man.
Assembled is down here. Big up the
Big up, man.
Assembled. Top Gooner is down here. He says, let's hope ESR don't smoke us. Top Gooner. Big up to you, Top Gooner. Of course, Taki is down here. Taki, Arsenal fan, A in. He says, yo,
Yo,
Orderman, my
Taki.
friend, he plays heist. Okay. In Finland. My brother Orderman, a young kid. I like the kid. He's a great guy, and he comes down here to support me. So big ups to you, Orderman. Love you to the core, man. The assembly is also down here too. Yeah, man, Josh, man, talk to these people, man. Talk to these people.
Yeah. Listen, to answer your first question, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I
Mm,
mean, when you look at that stats, the first manager to do that, aren't it? The first manager to beat them over a 4 year period. And yeah, I agree. I mean, Man United for me and Arsenal, we've always had that rivalry.
mm,
Firstly because we're the top three biggest clubs in England. Man United,
yeah.
Liverpool, Arsenal. We're the top three biggest clubs
Yeah.
in England, so it's always going to be a very, very tense game anyway. But over the years, you have the rivalry with Sir Alex and Wenger. Some of the games with Keown. I mean, in terms of some of the results over the years, I still have not got over that 8-2,
Mhm.
bro, in 2012. So it's always been that sort of tension with Man United. It's always been that rivalry with them. And we were Arsenal, Man United was two of the biggest clubs competing with each other year in year out when it was Sir Alex and Wenger. So it's always that big game. But I do agree with you. Over the recent years, I mean, they still not beating us at the Emirates in Premier League since 2017. Now that's
I
still going on.
mean, that's shocking, man.
2017, like years and years
I
ago.
mean,
Like
that's a
we
long time
clearly
ago, man.
are owning them at the Emirates. But overall
Mm.
thoughts on the game, obviously, I actually thought the first half was really frustrating to actually watch. I'm being real with it because I thought I was very surprised how they actually came out in the and approached the game in the first half. Obviously they, we only had that Martinelli chance, which he, skied wide, and that party
Mm.
miss. Other than that, it's very flat. It's very underwhelming from Arsenal. And
Yeah.
Man United, I think, were the more happier side going into half time. And, they actually had more possession than us going at half time. Well, we're the team at the Emirates. We're meant to be controlling the game. We're the team who's meant to be, in the front foot. But yeah, I thought obviously second half we picked up a lot. Obviously that first goal really helped. And I know we're probably going to talk about the whole set pieces and all this and what all the Man
Nah,
United fans are
we have to
crying.
get into
They're
that,
all
innit?
crying,
We
bro.
have
They're
to
all
get into that,
crying.
innit?
They
Mm.
and people like Gary Neville, bro, hypocrite. The guy's a hypocrite, Tony. Yeah, but I'm sure we're gonna get on to that in just a second. But on the game,
Mm.
obviously, a man like Julian Timber,
Ah,
so happy for this guy, man, because this guy's came in at right back and he's been absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, and listen, I rate Ben White. I really do. Yeah, I think Ben White is
see,
great.
Josh, please, yeah. I mean, it's good you just mentioned Julian Timber. I mean, let's get into that just a little bit, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, sure.
this guy, yeah, gets an ACL injury, yeah, comes back. I mean, in the first game of the season, yeah, gets injured, yeah, doesn't harmonize with the team, doesn't have any kind of understanding of the team he just came to. And then suddenly he comes up this season, yeah, puts up a good performance. Bro, when was the last time you've seen any player in recent seasons? I'm talking of in the past 3 seasons. Yeah, I know of a couple of players who got ACL injuries
Mm,
that are just coming to that team. Yeah, bounce back so easily, yeah, and seamlessly just harmonize with the team. And is in perfect symphony, churning out man of the match displays every game. I mean,
yeah,
Julian Timber is the standout character for Arsenal Football Club every game
yeah,
throughout the season that he has played in. I mean, what do you think about that, Julian
yeah.
Timber?
No, it's a great point. Especially as you said, the ACL injury as well. Like we had it with players. I remember, I think was it Bellerin who got ACL injury as well with Arsenal. I think Holding got one as well. People laugh about
Mm.
Holding, but Holding was playing really well in that season on the Emery. If you guys remember, he got ACL injury, he didn't come back the same. Same with Bellerin. So and you've seen it with so many other players picking up these ACL injuries, man, and they're very hard to obviously recover from
And they're
that
never
and
they're
get
never
back
the
to.
same.
Yeah,
They're never the
exactly.
same when they
But
get back.
but but look at Timber. I mean, Timber
I
feels like
mean,
a new
Diego
signing.
Militao got an injury, I think, at Real Madrid. He got an ACL injury at the time at Real Madrid. I don't think he's bounced back from that ACL. I
No,
mean,
and
he's been having dwindling performances, isn't it?
yeah, you also know like I'm obviously half Italian as well, right?
Yeah,
In the national team, Chiesa in the Euros. You
Chiesa.
remember that Euros? Yeah, that Euros. That guy
Mm,
was cooking. He had the ACL injury, and he's not been the same player since. And now and you see him at Liverpool now. He's injured again because
yeah,
he's been out with that ACL injury. So
yeah,
100%. I mean, and Timbers came back, recovered from that, right? And he feels like a new
yeah.
signing, bro, this season. You know, he
Yeah.
started into that right back position. And bear in mind, you know, we played him left back to start with, and you know, he did decent there. You know, but now
Mm.
we're seeing at right back. Well, I think he actually played there for Ajax as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I think actually, you know, when we signed him, it was like we was all surprised that he's playing left back because we all thought, yeah, you know, it's you know, this guy was a right back, stroke centre back at Ajax. So the guy started in at right back. He's been absolutely phenomenal, man. I've been so impressed with that guy. And Tony, that right side now, yeah, Timber, Saka, Odegaard, it rips teams apart, bro.
I
They
mean,
can't handle it. They can't
it's the
handle it.
perfect. It's the perfect. I mean, that's the perfect place to be. I mean, on that right hand side, yeah, where you have Jurriën Timber down that right hand side, yeah. And again, Jurriën Timber is this kind of player, yeah. Even if he's coming from that right back position, you could see he's always running into midfield to actually choke the midfield and create a little bit of a leverage for Arsenal midfielders who are down there. He adds to the numbers. Naturally, he plays behind. He plays. Okay, he plays just at the foot of the
Mm,
defenders, of the central defenders, usually when he was at Ajax. He could also play as a centre back. I mean, right now we're seeing him bumping forward. I never saw him as a flying, right
yeah,
back. I never saw that coming. But
nah.
man, the way he's playing, the way is bringing that pace and the range he covers,
Mm,
it's just astronomical for a player who just came back from a very horrible injury, horrifying injury. And the way he's playing, he looks hungry. I mean, see, man, you can deny Jurriën Timber every other thing. Just forget he scored a goal, yeah? I mean, you just see the hunger. You sense it
yeah.
from him. As in, he wants to announce himself like out there and say, you know what, yeah, I know Benjamin White has been the capo, yeah. I mean, since I've been out. But right now, I mean, if Benjamin White comes back from this injury, I mean, I
He don't get
think
the
we have
team.
to have conversations during the season, my brother. Talk to
Yeah,
us, man.
yeah,
And
bro.
shout out,
But
I'm sorry, man. Shout
yeah,
out to
no
the
worries.
assembly that says Arsenal are actually playing worse than Graham's 1-0 to the Arsenal teams. Corners, free kicks, throw ins, pens never made Stoke or Wimbledon with the league. No, it won't happen now. Trust me. Saxy Guna is also down here. Big ups to Saxy Guna.
Big up,
Moss is down
Moss.
here. Chris Moss, our guy, our brother, is here. He says, "I'm married man now." Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, brother. Thanks, man. All love to you, Chris. All love to you, man. And he says,
Big
a
up,
married
Moss.
man now, Team Finland. Maybe now, like our players all getting married and making babies. Maybe Tony Claudinho will get respecting Arteta like the players laughing out loud. Hey, big up to you, Chris. Chris, you know we love you down here, man. You know that. Yeah. You know I've
Big
always
up, Moss.
had that have that big respect for you all the time. You know that. Welcome to the show. See, yeah, I mean, Josh, you were trying to say something, man. Just conclude on this stuff about Benjamin White coming
Yeah,
back. Do you think he's gonna gazump Timber or with the way he's playing? I highly doubt that because he's
I
scoring
agree.
goals now. Is a big threat from that right back area. He's bumping forward. He's creating. Is actually contributing to the numbers in the midfield because he naturally drifts invertedly into that midfield area.
Yeah,
I I mean, he's looking good. I highly
yeah,
doubted that Benjamin White will come back and just take his place the same way Odegaard came in
yeah,
and no one wanted it, no hunger. No one wanted that number 10 shirt. That's why Odegaard has come back and seamlessly is running around with that number 10 shirt right now. But I doubt that for Benjamin White.
yeah, bro. 100% for me. But you know, and again, like me and you, I'm sure us fans can agree. You know, we rate Ben like so highly as a player as well.
Yeah.
His quality. But listen, right now, the way how Tim was going about his business, Ben White's not getting anywhere near this team, and it's that's a harsh reality of it. Yeah, I mean, people say, "Oh, but you know, we'll have good competition there." Yeah, probably. But when you look at it this way, right, Tony, as you rightly said, the way how Mans came in, yeah, from ACL injury, And the way how Arteta wants our players, and you see the way how Arteta wants to play, his whole style and system, right? The way how man just came in, like he's nothing, like he's been doing it for many, many years. The way how just slotted in like that, and he brings everything as well. Like it's not even like, defensively, the guy's rock solid. As you said, I remember the game against Tottenham. Yeah, remember that game against Tottenham? This guy,
Oh my
he
days.
fired up for it.
Completely
Yeah,
ripped them apart, man.
yeah, exactly.
Bro,
He
bro, if he keeps up with performances like this, man, this guy could literally get. I mean, it could be the player of the season. I mean,
hundred
I mean,
percent,
you
bro.
can give that to different players. Yeah, you could talk about William Saliba in some incendiary spaces. You could also talk about Gabriel. Yeah, but I mean,
Hmm.
no one, absolutely no Arsenal fan, can actually doubt the quality of Jurriën Timber and what he brings to this team.
Exactly. Like as you said, even going forward as well. You can see how much he's helping out Saka. You saw that link up
Mm.
between Odegaard, Saka, and him, and he over. His crossing is fantastic. Overlapping is superb as well. And defensively, he's rock solid, man. And overall, his attitude, you can tell he's got that mentality that we need as well.
Yeah.
So overall, I'm absolutely buzzing with this guy, and it's just a shame for Ben White, but it is what it is, man. Timbers came in, he took your spot, and now Ben White's got work extra harder to try and get it back.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Other man is down here. It says everyone is respected. Yeah, yeah, of course. The Saxy Gunner is also down here. It says Timber making Saka even more dominant if it's possible. Worldies. Yeah, I totally do understand. And of course, Saxy Gunner is down. He says, Other God, we rolling.
That's
And
his
of course,
boy
says
right there,
Little
man.
Bros, Sunday easy win or ESR, it will be get us. As Leno is no worries. Wet noodle, of course. Oh my days. Moss is on fire out here in the charts. See, I have my big friend here. Guys, yeah, I'll be starting consistent shows with my friend. He's a very, very great guy to me, man. He's always, had my back everywhere I go. This guy's a Chelsea fan, and now that Chelsea is now back up in that conversation, it's gonna be
Yeah.
back. It's gonna be back. See, yeah, guys, Wolfang Division. By next week, I'll be running up shows with this brother. And because I'm just coming back, so I have to get a grip of what I'm getting into. But first of all, I needed to get my Arsenal shows popping first. Then next week. I'll start off that one with Wolfgang Division, Chelsea fan. Of course, go give him a shout on his channel, Wolfgang Division. Great guy. I love this guy to the core. He
Yeah.
says, smash those lights up. Big ups to you, Wolfie, as a family. See, yeah, Josh. See, let's come down. Let's come down to this. Yeah,
Mm.
Man United legends, Manchester United legends. See, Josh. Yeah, what the hell is going on? I mean, Manchester United, yeah, won in their treble season, yeah. They won titles by corner kicks. I mean, they
They won the
won it in
Champions
the
League
most
by corner
dirtiest
kicks.
way
Yeah.
possible. No one, absolutely no one, looks at them and say, you know what, yeah, I think scoring through corner kicks is extreme dark art. See, Gary Neville, one of the most hate-filled in terms of football hate-filled sadistic, salty human beings I've ever seen in my life. This guy hates Arsenal to the pop. Yeah, see, I do understand, yeah, that that rivalry thing is going on here, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, this must be the most hateful pundit in the whole goddamn world against Arsenal Football Club. I mean, taking a pop at Nico Jovi, yeah, and
Mm.
saying that this guy is the most I don't know, hated figure or something like that in the
Yeah.
whole of the league because of Arsenal's scoring through set pieces. I mean, I'm not a legend of Manchester United, a shameless one. Yeah, Babatov actually designated Arsenal Stoke City 2.0. I mean, he said, yeah, in his own words, he said, Arsenal is Stoke City. Yeah, I mean, this disrespect. I mean, a couple of years ago, yeah, I always remembered when, these rival fans, yeah, even Gary Neville would say, oh, Arsenal, they're too soft. They're a one-trick
Mm,
pony. They don't know how to, you know, score through open play. They don't know how to, score through free kicks. They don't have alternative ways of scoring. They're so weak in the middle of the park. They just capitulate. I mean,
yeah.
and now Arsenal is stronger. We have soldiers right now in that team. It's not complete because I still want a striker. I still want one more midfielder. I still want a winger. But throw that all away about what I want right now. It's about what we have right now, right? But we have stronger players. We've addressed the issues in our defense. I mean, we look like that kind of team that no one can just push aside. Yeah, and we've also found alternative ways in order to win games. I mean, we got we got Timbo just came back from an injury, scoring goals. We have William Saliba scoring with his bum. I mean, they're scoring with their legs, they're scoring with their hands, they're scoring with their bums. Maybe tomorrow it might be with the testicles. I mean, see, everything is on the table. I mean, everything is on the table. Josh, talk to these people about this shameless, salty Manchester United legends talking to the
Yeah,
Arsenal.
salty. All I'm seeing is tears, bro. Tears, salt. Disrespect. Gary Neville for me is a hypocrite because you remember when Man United won the Champions League, they scored from a set
Mm,
piece. Was he saying the same thing then? No, he weren't. So, but as soon as it's Arsenal, and look, okay, part of me gets it because it's against his team, but listen, man, the disrespect is mad. Like calling us, Stoke City and all this. How is it our fault that we're good at set pieces? Yeah, and if people got a problem with it, try and stop us then because you failed to do that. You might have failed to do that. Yeah, we had the most set pieces out of not just Premier League last season, the whole of Europe. Yeah, out of anyone. It's not our fault that Arsenal hired a set piece coach who actually knows what he's doing and works every single time. Yeah,
mm.
and that's why we got our goals from Man United. But I look at it this way, as you rightly said, it's just adding to it's another quality, it's another weapon we can use to what we've already got. Yeah,
Yeah,
if it's like the disrespect is unbelievable, bro. And it's just I look at
unbelievable,
it,
man.
I just these fans, these Man United fans, these pundits that people listen to on a regular, coming out and completely disrespecting us, yeah, just salting us, and at the end of the day, I look at it, I just find it,
I find it
if we
irritating. I mean, I
yeah,
mean, I, I look at Neville like someone that doesn't have peace in his soul. He has so much hatred for this football club. I mean, I mean, you're a paid pundit, right? And you're meant to be neutral in some cases. I mean, he's not neutral whatsoever. See, in some other spaces, yeah, if it was Kevin De Bruyne that actually scored from that corner kick, they would say, "Oh, this is the best thing that has ever happened to the Premiership. It's the best midfielder to ever grace the. I mean, you hear all this sort of praises here. I mean, going to all these rival teams. If it was someone like Virgil van Dijk that scored like that, I mean, Virgil van Dijk is as much as a dirty player as much
yeah,
as Gabriel is. I mean, let's get that correctly. I mean, if it was Van Dijk that had that chance and scored a goal through set piece, they would around him. They'll clap for him. They'll say, "Oh, it's the best thing as possible." But when he comes to Arsenal, yeah, they want to throw their hate. They want to be
mm,
salty. They don't want to see any progress at all. I, I have a problem with that, man.
yeah,
I have
bro.
a big,
Listen, at
big,
the end
big
of the
problem with
day,
that.
as you said earlier, like it's like we can't win with this one because when we had I think the prime example was when we had Wenger. Yeah,
Mm,
our set pieces, as you said, bro, it was soft. It was like you wouldn't really get your hopes up when you play under Wenger in terms of set pieces. We wouldn't really. We know how Wenger played and we know his style and
mhm,
the football was amazing. But when it came to set pieces, it wasn't really our strong suit. Yeah. But now,
mhm.
and as you said, we're getting criticised for that as well, saying, "Oh, Arsenal are too soft," and all this, yeah. But now, when we actually improve the set pieces, yeah, now we've actually got big guys and I see something now, Tony, yeah. They're lucky that
Mm.
Gabriel wasn't fit, yeah. Gabriel would have got on at least two of their set
Exactly, man.
pieces, yeah, and it could have been worse than that. So
It
at
could
the
have
end of
been
the
worse
day,
than that, man. Exactly,
yeah, at the end of
exactly.
the day, like it's not our fault that we're good at set pieces, guys. Like, if you've got a
Mm.
problem with it, try and stop us, which you clearly have failing to do. So, yeah, man, I just look at it. I think it's jealousy. I just think it's bitterness. I think it's saltiness,
Mm.
and let them keep crying, man. Let them keep crying.
I mean, and again, yeah, I mean, they don't even have to stop us, yeah. How about they, I mean, this is football, right? Corner kicks is legal for everyone. I mean,
Yeah,
if Arsenal is scoring through this means, yeah, why can't they try it? If it's that easy to bring all this, if you're calling corner kicks a cheat code, yeah, I mean, then try it because
yeah,
last time I checked, yeah, it's perfectly legal to score through corner kicks. So if your team is really that good, yeah, oh, score through it, score through it.
mm,
Why can't you do it? I mean,
mm.
we're putting all these teams to sleep. Yeah, look at what we did to West Ham the other day. Ellie does. This coincides with Ellie does TV. Our West Ham brother down here says, "Big
Big
up
up Tony,
Tony and
man.
Josh. Big ups, man. This is a big brother, man. Ellie does TV. Go subscribe to that channel, guys. If you're watching this later on, yeah, great
Yeah,
guy. He has the Sunday takeaway. I love that
yeah,
show. He Josh, have you ever been to that show before? The Sunday takeaway
yeah.
show.
I
Have you
try and
been
tune
there?
in every Sunday, man. Bro, I
Oh,
love that
oh,
show,
oh,
man.
that
The
that
guests you get
that's a
on, man,
great
the
show.
quality.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a great show. It's top top 10. Part of my favorite shows right now. I don't do all this big TV. I just watch your channel. I watch Ellie Doe's channel. I watch
yeah,
some kind of jazz shows, here and there. Um, Sackers in TV. I mean, Waffle TV. You see, man, I like the smaller channels. Yeah, I like the smaller channels
mm,
because we're the ones that actually speak the truth. These other big
yeah,
channels, man, they say, see, nothing close to the truth. I mean, let me put you in the game, Josh. Yeah,
mm.
just 2 days ago, Oregon Gunners in the house, and it gets 10 people. Oh my days! Shout out to Wolfang Division. He just renewed his membership. Big ups to you. Thank you,
Big
my
up.
brother. Of course, that's expected because that's my guy, that's my friend. So big ups, Wolfang. Thanks for that. And Oregon Gunner. Po. See,
Big up
Oregon
Dow,
Gunner should
man.
have been on the channel this weekend, but my brother has gone to the desert, yeah, to
He's
go
not in
party.
Hawaii,
So
yeah.
yeah, it's gone party in the desert, but it's all good. I'll get one of my best friends back next week. Oregon
Big up
Gunner
Dow.
down, will be down here, and he
Yeah,
just
sure.
gifted 10 people Tony Cloud Gunner TV memberships. Big ups to you, my brother, man. You know it's all love, Oregon Gunner. This guy has always supported me, man. It doesn't get better than that. Big ups to you. See,
Bless
Josh,
him.
yeah, just like we're talking. Uh, 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 I don't know, were you saying something or was I the one actually trying to say something?
I think it was you.
Okay, could you remember my train of thought? Because the money took away my train of thought.
um, we was talking about obviously the the channels you was watching. Like you first spawn the channels,
Oh
so the
yeah,
big
yeah,
ones,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. Because all these channels, yeah, you see, they're far from the truth. They're far from the truth. They
Yeah,
don't say anything. I'll give you an example. Yeah, I mean, I was watching the other day. A Man City fan was in Terry Flowers' channel. Yeah, and this guy boldly was just saying, you know what? Yeah, you have to look at it in this way. We don't have Rodri. He's missing. He's a talismanic guy we have. On our team, he's missing. Probably maybe that's why we're not winning. I mean, and then when an Arsenal fan comes up there, yeah, to all these channels, yeah, and say, you know
yeah,
what, the system, which is Martin Odegaard, clearly has been injured, and that has affected our game. The- do you think anyone would accept it from you as an Arsenal fan? No, they would
no,
say it's excuses. They would say it's
mm,
excuses, but they would literally, yeah, take it from a Man City fan that Rodri is the guy. And right now that they're not winning 7 games, that excuse is kind of like glossed over, yeah. But with Arsenal, they want us to win all the whole games. even without the sister. Someone we know is the sister. I mean, Arsenal was in shambolic form when Odegaard came back from
Yeah.
injury. Just look at what had happened. So, I mean, it's like for like. What Rodri brings to that Man City team is what Odegaard brings to this team shamefully. I mean, I would have loved Arsenal to have alternatives in it, but right now, Martin Odegaard is the sister. But these guys, they never want to say the truth. See, do you think, yeah? Because I was having this argument with one guy I had to respect months, a Liverpool fan. He literally told me that Liverpool have this title in the bag. With what has happened right now, yeah? They went down to Northumberland and
Mm.
they got stunned, yeah, by these people. Do you think Liverpool in any way, do you think they've wrapped up this title in December?
No, no, no way, no way, no, I don't. Listen, Liverpool, the start of the season they've had is phenomenal. I'm surprised Arnie Slot's came in their first season. He's doing bits of them. He's doing absolute bits of them. They're,
Mhm.
you know, the start they've had is incredible, right? You look at Salah, he's firing. This guy's not stopping anytime soon. Yeah, but nah, it's not done in December, man. I see them in a very similar situation to how we were a few years ago. Yeah, you remember like
Mm,
that when we first challenged for the league title. Yeah, we was 8 points clear.
mm,
You know, we ultimately ended up capitulating. So I think Liverpool have shown signs of vulnerability this season. I mean, they lost to Forest, and then they've obviously
mm.
dropped points away at Newcastle now. So I do think across the road, they will eventually drop points, but it's down to
But it's
us.
inevitable, man. They will drop points. I mean, they
They
have
will, they
games
will.
against Man City, yeah. I mean, they have games against Man City away from home. They will face Newcastle yet again. They will face Arsenal at Anfield. And
Yeah,
truthfully, I fancy my chances at Anfield. I mean, for the past 2 seasons, they haven't beaten me at Anfield. I fancy my
mm,
chances down there, man. Because when it comes to the title, anything can happen. See, people don't even, you know what? Yeah, we have the Merseyside Derby this weekend. No one is talking about that in these big channels. The Merseyside Derby is as big as any derby you want, in the
it's
world. I mean,
yeah,
anything can
it's
happen in
Everton's
that
last game
derby.
as well.
It's a
By the way,
Merseyside Derby. I mean, everything
it's
could come from nowhere and stun these guys. I
yeah.
mean, they did it last season, innit?
Yeah, no, they did, and you got to take in the fact that this is going to be their last Merseyside derby at the Goodison Park, and then they're moving stadium, so they're
Mm.
going to be fired up for it.
Ooh,
They're going to want to have
yeah.
a good send off, man. And at the end of the day, I can honestly see an upset happening there. So Liverpool definitely shown vulnerability. Don't get me wrong; they've been fantastic as well. I think they've got the best defense in Premier League. Van Dijk's
Mm,
been on fire. Obviously,
mm,
Kanate is going to be a big miss, I think, for them. But listen, they've also shown signs there, as expected, because it's Slot's first season, that they can drop points, and they've already shown it this season. But it's obviously down to teams like Arsenal, to capitalize on it. And they've still got a decent lead, 7 points. But
mm,
let's not forget we had 8 points as well. We was 8 points clear, and
yeah.
we only capitulated. So listen, it's certainly not over yet, but it's going to require obviously Arsenal a lot of consistency in terms of winning these games. And that's what I want. We have to focus on doing our thing, yeah, before we look at other teams. Because what I don't want is say Liverpool drop points and then we have a missed opportunity like we did last season as well. There's times when teams above us were dropping points, and we didn't capitalize on that, and it ultimately adds up. So I think we got to do what we keep doing. We got to keep winning our games, taking it of course one game at a time, winning. And Liverpool will eventually drop points. I don't think. I mean, to say it's done in December, um, is obviously mad because I don't think it is. Maybe if this was City at their best, because obviously they've been
Mm.
horrendous season. Maybe if City at their best and they was in a similar position as Liverpool are, then maybe. But Liverpool in their first season, yeah, they're doing really well. But I think they're showing sign of vulnerability as well. And I don't think you could say it's done in December, bro.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But see, man, I do agree with you. I think down the line, see, points will be dropped. It's Liverpool, and again, they fail to understand that injuries reset into that team. They fail to understand that Mohamed Salah isn't the young Mohamed Salah we did know three years ago, 4 years ago or something like that.
Yeah,
Fatigue was set into that team. Gravenbach is also an injury-prone player. Injuries were set in. I
exactly.
mean, look at Jota. He's almost. I mean, only God knows when he's going to be back. Uh, See, injuries are set into that team. They'll drop a few points down the road. They'll meet a couple of loggerhead teams that will want to step up to them. I mean, Sean Dyche should be licking his lips at what he saw against Newcastle. Right now that
Mm,
Konate is out, I mean, I was telling these people, yeah, I do like that partnership between Konate and
yeah, yeah,
Virgil van Dijk, yeah. But again, when you extricate one of them, one of those central defenders, it becomes problematic. I don't
yeah,
really think that Gomez has what it takes. Neither do I think that Quante has what it takes to help out in that defensive setup in a long run. That's what I feel. So it becomes problematic. Keeping these players fit is also one thing. And again, when all these games start coming thick and fast, it becomes a different whole topic altogether. And when you have your best midfielder in Gravenbach, injuries will set in because he's an injury-prone player. You know that. Right from
yeah,
Germany, he has
exactly.
always been that kind of guy that has always been injured. Last season, he showed it. He was injured. He missed spells, of lots of games for Liverpool last season. It could reoccur this season. None of these guys are talking about that. I mean, Jota is out. Next year, I think they have the AFCON competition. I'm not really sure about the
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
So they might be losing Mohamed Salah. I mean, there's a whole lot of things here that Liverpool fans aren't really looking at it more holistically and clearly. And of course, that's a bigger conversation altogether, man. So good luck to them. If they think they've wrapped up this league in December, good luck to them. See, we have Fulham on Sunday. Josh, man, come on, man. Another London derby. I mean, I'm sorry, early doors. I mean, the last London derby we had, man. I mean, Josh, Josh,
we
let's
cooked,
just
we
laugh
cooked,
for
man.
1 minute, man. I mean, Josh, I mean, the way we're pounding these London teams, yeah. I mean, see, I relish my chances over any London team right now, man. I mean, Fulham isn't an exception. I should admit they've in 6 games, they've won at least three. They've drawn two.
Mm,
They've lost just only one game
yeah,
recently in that 6 games. They're looking good. They scored, I think, a total of about 21 goals, if I'm correct, this season. That's just seven behind Arsenal. So they can score goals. We're talking about a Fulham team, a London team that can score goals, and that's a very dangerous thing when you're in a London derby at the day. But again, throw all that away. Yeah, defensively, yeah, they've shipped a total number of 19 goals. I mean, if you check Arsenal's goals that they've conceded about 14. Mm, Almost the same, 5 goals apart. So we're pretty much the same. But again, in terms of defensively, but again, Arsenal have had it difficult this season because teams, really want to, put us to the sword so I can understand defensively why we struggled a bit. But again, they concede a lot of goals. They score a lot of goals too. They have a resurgent Emmy Smith Rowe, who is in that team, is an anchor man for them. He's scoring goals for them. He's looking good. He's passing the ball around. I mean, his pass accuracy is something different. The pocket spaces he's always looking out for. I mean, through the middle, he could come from the wing. And of course, Silver is actually exploring with Emmy Smith Rowe the way he likes. I mean, what's this other player? Iwobi is also looking
Iwobi,
good. He's
yeah,
dangerous, dangerous from the wings. He's also an amazing goal threat. I mean, this Fulham team have what it takes to actually hurt Arsenal on Sunday. I mean,
mm,
if we're really very, very frank and open about this. And again, they're not far from the top, from the top four.
yep,
I
yep.
mean, they're in seventh right now behind Brighton Football Club. what do you have to say? Our matchup, London Derby at Craven Cottage on Sunday. Talk to these people.
Yeah, man. Listen, I want revenge, bro. Revenge from last
Mm,
season, Tony. Let's not forget that game. That was one of the worst performances of the whole season last season. We
mm,
went down Craven Cottage and we got humbled by them. We got humbled by Fulham, and we were lucky it was 2-1. It could have been worse that game. We were absolutely pathetic,
mm.
so I want revenge from that one. Listen, I think there's the main talking point will be about probably Smith Rowe returning back to Arsenal. This guy will be fired up for it. Yeah, this guy has got a point to prove, man. This guy's cooking this season. We know how it ended at Arsenal. It was a shame, we all had our opinions on Smith Rowe leaving and all this, yeah.
Yeah.
But right now under Marco Silva, Smith Rowe is absolutely firing and he's cooking, and he will be fired up. He's going to want to prove to his former club, you know, and it will not surprise me if he turns up and has a masterclass. We've got to obviously make sure that doesn't happen.
But
But yeah,
I
he's going
mean,
to
is
be
he
the
gonna
key
play
player for them.
against Arsenal? I mean, see, yeah, when Arsenal do all these deals, yeah, I mean, that's why I say sometimes we have blockheads, yeah, and doing our managerial stuff, yeah. I mean, I've seen teams,
Yeah.
yeah, literally, you can't play against them if you're the parent club or if you're the club, I mean, there's some clauses, yeah, that they add into the contract. But with Arsenal, man, I mean,
Yeah.
when we do this contract, yeah, we don't put the dark arts into it. I mean,
We
why
don't.
would Emmy Smith Rowe just just have the license to come back and hurt
And
us in
dunk on
any
us. Yeah.
way against the club that we directly sold him to? I mean, there should be some clauses here
Yeah.
that should stipulate that he shouldn't play against us. I mean, I don't know, man. If those kind of clauses are there, I never know. But I would love to
Ye-
think that Arsenal didn't put such clauses there. So, what are the dangers of Emil Smith Rowe coming back to face a club that actually rejected him and pushed him out?
Mm.
Because literally, Emil Smith Rowe was cast aside. He was
Yeah.
pushed away from this side. He
He's going
wanted
to
to
have
stay.
that fired
He
up, man.
loves this football club.
He's going to use that, bro. He's going to use that against us. And listen, he's going to be absolutely fired up for it. And, we've seen it ourselves. Yeah.
Mm,
This guy's a quality player, man. This guy is a quality. And I've already seen it this season with Fulham. The way how
mm,
he's having that freedom now, he's getting that opportunity on the Marco Silva. The way how Marco Silva's getting the best. I mean, we call Fulham sort of the BTEC Arsenal. Yeah, it's a bit of a piss, like, yeah. But listen, I mean, they got Leno in goal, our ex-goalkeeper. Yeah, they got Awobi, who's by the way their top goal scorer. He's firing this season. Yeah, I think he's
yeah,
got 5 goals and 3 assists. This guy is on fire for
yeah.
them.
It's got
Alex
5 goals,
Awobi,
man.
right? Smith
Mm,
Rowe and obviously Nelson, but obviously Nelson can't play because it's a loan deal, so you can't play against a loan club and all this. Yeah, so we won't
yeah.
have Reece Nelson there. But listen, they have some familiar faces that we know, and at the end of the
Mhm.
day, I think overall as a team, Marco Silva has really impressed me as a manager with Fulham. I think the job he's done over the years, keeping them up, and not just keeping them up, but he has them in a place right now where they can push them for Europe, Tony. And
Yeah,
they currently sit, I think, 4 points of the Champions League place, is top four. They're four
yeah,
points behind Man City. The season they're
yeah,
having is unbelievable, right? These are no mugs. Craven Cottage, what I love about Fulham is they have a go against you, and they will have a go against Arsenal people, yeah? Which could
yeah,
play into our hands, it could play into our hands, yeah? But, I mean, I look to their defence. You are right in terms of, they can leak goals here and there, but they got, I think,
yeah,
Robinson, their left back. This guy is very, very good going forward. This guy's got, I think, 4 or 5 assists this season already, and he's a left
mm,
back as well. So he's a very good player that we've got to watch out for, on the left hand side there for Fulham. But, I think overall, this game is a
yeah,
game where these Arteta have to fight, get this into players' minds. And, they're going to come into this knowing what happened last season. Both times, Emirates as well. It was 2-2 against Fulham. You know,
mm,
they beat us at they drew us at the Emirates. We dropped points against them, and then they beat us at Craven Cottage. So these players need to be fired up for this game. They need to know that we're coming for some revenge here. It's a London derby, as you rightly said, Tony.
yeah,
We know what happened in the last London derby, and I'm sorry to early doors we saw in the chat watching. But we absolutely piped West Ham away from home. Fantastic, scoring 5 goals.
yeah, man.
Absolute, light work. So, Fulham for me, they'll have a go. They play some really nice style of football, and it's going to be for me a very, very tough game. We have to win, obviously. If we're dropping points, then it's not going to look good for us, bro. But
But I mean, you sense it, yeah. That's gonna be a very, very tough one, man. I mean, at Craven Cottage, yeah, there's just something about that Fulham team, yeah. at home in the past season, they've made it so difficult for teams to
Yeah,
actually
exactly.
come there and have breathing space. I mean, when a team like Brighton, yeah, of course, Brighton is ahead of them. I think Brighton is sixth, Fulham is seventh. I, I mean, coming there with confidence. I mean, Brighton have decent, very, very decent players. I mean, Adenga, Riley, Saleba, Mitoma, Yao Pedro. I mean, Welbeck from the bench. I mean, Donk, at the back. They have that solidity at the back. I'm talking of Brighton, yeah. But
Yeah,
when they came to Craven Cottage, yeah, and the way with which Fulham just brush them aside with
facts.
with that kind of goal margin, man. And it just get you to wonder, like, what is it about Craven Cottage, yeah, that really makes it tick? Is it about the players that they've been able to recruit? Is it Smith Rowe sitting at sitting
Yeah,
at that midfield? Is it Rodrigo? Is it Iwobi? Is it Wilson? Is it Castagna? Is it Diop? What really makes that team tick? Does it have to do with the manager, or does
yeah.
it that Silver, or does it have to do with the crop of players they've been able to recruit? I mean, players like Pereira have left the football club, right?
Mm,
So it's only just that they brought in, certain players that would, make up the numbers, but not just make up the numbers, but that would also add quality into
mm.
that Fulham team. So are we going to be facing the Fulham team with that quality, or is it just Marco Silva having his mark and stamping his authority on that team? And on the
I
day, it
think,
might be very difficult for Mikel Arteta.
yeah, I think you've
Shout out Anthony
you
Herbert.
said it.
Big ups to you, brother.
Big up
Big ups,
Anthony,
man.
by the way. Big up Anthony. Yeah, I
Great
think
guy.
you said it perfectly there. I think it's a mixture of that really. You look at Marco Silva as a manager, and by the way, let's not forget. I thought they struggled this season because for me they lost one of the most important players for Bayern Munich. Joao Palinha. This guy left.
Paulinho. Yeah.
Man's left, but it's like they're doing still doing what they're doing even without
Mm.
him. And that
Without.
has to be put down to players, certain players like Smith Rowe, and
Yeah.
that's the manager as well because he's getting the best out of these players. These
Yeah.
rejects, to say the least, yeah. Because Awobi didn't work out at Arsenal. Yeah, obviously Leno didn't work out at Arsenal. Pereira at Man United didn't work out fully. Yeah, so at the end of the day, he's getting the best out of these types of players, and it comes down to him in terms of his style of football as well. Really, like the way how Fulham actually go at teams as well.
Yeah.
There's none of this. There's none of this low block, tactics. Is they actually they're not afraid to have a go. With their win backs. No, sorry, with their full backs as well. With Robinson and Tete, I think the other one is right back and left back. They bomb forward, man. They have a go at teams. So that's what I love about Lasar playing. As you said, Craven Cottage. They rolled over Brighton. We saw that yesterday, 3-1.
I
And
mean,
they catch up to Brighton, bro. Like they're 4 points of the top four. For them are
yeah.
no mugs. They're no mugs.
They're no mugs, man. They're no mugs. But again, do you sense it in any way if Arsenal have more superior quality than Fulham at this time? Do you think we have more?
Mm.
And of course, with the dark arts that we've been able to to wield, this past games, do you think we have something
I
potent
think,
that we could use against this Fulham team?
yeah, for sure. And I feel like obviously the way how we've been clicking as well recently. I mean, it's been a completely different Arsenal to when that international break, before international break. We came back absolutely firing away from home as well. It's
Yeah,
been fantastic away from home. We spoke about the West Ham game, 5 goals. Champions League against Sporting was 5 goals. So away from home we've been on fire recently. So I think this in terms of, and as you said, we have that option again in terms of this, the set pieces, and people can criticize it for all we want. Yeah, but listen, it's ultimately that's what I said earlier. It's a way to add to what we've already got, man. It's a weapon that we can use, bro. Yeah, and people,
yeah,
can not like all they want, but we got a fantastic set piece coach there. He knows exactly what he's doing. You've been
yeah,
seeing that over the past 2 seasons, and that is there as well. So I think, yeah, I mean, going into this game, we certainly have that more quality, but it will come down to mentality for me in this game. It'll come down to, the sort of attitudes, what we're going to go with, because I think last season it was the same story against Fulham. We had obviously coming into the game with favourites, and you know what? Apart from last season, Tony, right? That's the first time they beat us at Craven Cottage in about a good 10 years, bro. Maybe even more than that. Because other than
Yeah.
that, we had I remember we beat them 3-0 back to back under Arteta. We beat them 5-1 as well. So we had a very good record at Craven Cottage. Only last season, that's the first time they've done us in many, many years. So,
Mhm.
of course, we're coming in favourites, but it's all about we have to be switched on because we're not on it, bro. Fulham will cause us issues, and but listen, I think both of us we're coming into this very confident, man. The way we've been playing, and I think this should be another 3 points.
Josh, see, it's very, very easy, yeah, to just lay claim to the fact that Arsenal have more quality than Fulham, yeah. But again, external forces might be at force, in this game. The referee, for see, I'm the last person, yeah, to bicker about referees, yeah,
Yeah,
consistently. I don't really believe in that because I too am also a professional referee, so I know what it means
yeah,
to be on the field and to get everything spot on. It's not really that easy, but you're a professional referee. I think you should be held to those standards. Either way, we have Chris Kavanagh yet again away from home in this game. I mean, it's now looking like a crunch game when you factor all these, external stuff and factor them in. Under Chris Kavanagh, yeah, I mean, in our last three away games, it has been drawn. Arsenal haven't got a
oh
win with this guy in 12 games or so. I don't know.
no,
The record is bad with Chris Kavanagh. I mean, the controversial way he actually dished out that red card to Declan Rice in that
yeah,
matchup against Brighton. I mean, it's still burning a hole in most Arsenal fans' hearts. Yeah. Th- Do you think, yeah, that with Chris Kavanagh down there, that this opens up a kind of worms and and this matches you know, do you think it's gonna have any kind of like external effect on this matchup in any way? Or do you think if Arsenal get to do what we have to do, we could win?
yeah,
Or do you think Chris Kavanagh has that big effect in this matchup? I've just told you we have a bad record
yeah.
with
We've got a
him
bad
when we're away
record.
from home.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, it's a factor. Listen, that record with him is looking horrendous, isn't it? Against the day, we know what already
It
happened
is,
this
man.
season
In our
with
last three
Declan
away
Rice.
games with Chris Kavanagh, it's draws. All true.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a factor. But for me, overall, let's make sure we do enough, if that makes sense. In terms of, you know, look at the bigger picture in certain games. Like even the game where Declan Rice got sent off. Yes, we was all against it, but we didn't do enough for me in terms of getting over the line in that game.
Yeah.
And this is why I mean, in terms of looking at referees all the time, yes, don't get twisted. We've been hard done by, but multiple occasions we can also look at ourselves and we can also think, hold
Yeah.
on a minute, we could have done a lot more to get the result that we needed. It's many like the Newcastle game, for example, like that whole VAR controversy.
Mm,
When we lost up 1-0, everyone's talking about VAR. Yeah, it was awful decision, but we
mm,
offered absolutely nothing to deserve to win the game. And it's been similar in games like this when referees decisions haven't gone our way, which you've got to look at for sure, and we can all agree on that. But also look at ourselves and also look at the bigger picture. What can we do better? And to make sure that we don't get hard done by these referees' decisions. So we got to make sure, it's an awful record, but we got to go there and make sure that we do enough, and we get this job done, and we get the 3 points, bro. But
yeah. Yeah, totally. I do get you. See, Josh, yeah, talking about changes and of course the body, yeah. I mean, in the world of football, there's something brewing, and in the Premier League, something might change. Rory is in the house. He says, "Big up, lad,
big up,
Rory."
Rory, man.
How is Rory doing, brother, man? I mean, this couple of wins we've been able to garner, yeah. I fancy, Rory going over the top with this one anyway, but
Big up Rory, man, every time,
big
man.
up to Rory, man. That's our friend. Big up to him. I can't wait for a Champions League night to just have a watch along with
Yeah, the
Rory
watch
again.
long, yeah, so fun, man. Really
Yeah,
enjoyed them.
yeah, yeah. We have to do that together too, man. But again, see, Josh, talking about changes, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the governing body, I mean, the FA, let me just put it like the FA right now are seeking amendment, are seeking changes with goalkeepers that are hell bent on on time wasting. So now what they want to do is that they want to promulgate a law that stipulates that goalkeepers aren't going to keep the ball for more than 8 seconds. Now, within that eight
Mm,
seconds, when it is 5 seconds to that violation, the linesman on the side of the goalkeeper would have to raise his hand from the count of five
yeah.
and count it out. So if the goalkeeper is still with the ball when it's zero, definitely the referee will have to issue we have to issue a corner kick to the opposing team.
What?
Yes. So that law is, and I think they've successfully tried it with the under 21s in the under 21 competition in Italy, and they want to bring it. They want to bring it down to the Premiership. It's currently in discussions right now. What does this? What does this? What I mean? What does this open up for us in the league? And
Listen,
do you think Arsenal will be licking their lips and
yo, we're
clutching
gonna
their
be loving this.
fingers I mean, it's like a Duke's X machine. It's like something from the gods, just a blessing from the gods. If this happens for the Arsenal
We're
man,
gonna love it. We're gonna be
brother
loving this, bro. We're
man.
gonna be loving this, man. Listen, like you know what it's like when we get a corner, it's like we got a penalty kick people. Yeah, it's like we got
Yeah,
like
man.
every time. So if this actually happens, yeah, if this actually gets implemented, yeah, like
Mm,
that's quite crazy as well. Like so, if keepers are caught time wasting, yeah, which we see it all the time, by the way. Let's have it right, and many goalkeepers are gonna do it. Like if they get called too long, it's a corner kick for the other team. Yo, we're gonna be
mhm.
licking our lips, Tony, bro. We're gonna be licking our lips. It's mad. But yeah, man, that's really interesting how they're implementing, this type of rule. Because look, as I said, I mean, it happens quite often. Of course, teams will do it tactically as well. If they're winning a game, it's game management. Like you are going to time waste, but now I think that's going to cut out a lot more in terms of now it's an opposite. It's going to be a corner kick for the other team. That's
Mm,
quite crazy, man. But yo, bro, we'll
yeah.
be licking our lips if it's against us, bro.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And of course, just we can't get into the Monaco stuff. Probably we'll do that next week before the matchup.
Yeah, no worries.
Before the matchup. So I think we have to do that show on your channel. But
Yeah,
again, Josh, yeah, there was one last thing I wanted to talk about. It's the transfer of Isaac. News just filtered through today that Chelsea have earmarked $100 million, not pounds, $100 million to bid for Isaac. Same day, which is this morning, um, Arsenal have also sounded out Newcastle for the transfer of Isaac, and of course, Adagula is still
mm.
in the running to come to Arsenal on loan. As in, what has happened with Gyökeres when we went
Everyone
to
don't rate
face
him now,
Sporting
Tony,
Lisbon?
because what happened against Arsenal?
Yeah, I mean, the Arsenal players, yeah, were a bit mean to Gyökeres. I don't know.
Gabriel
I'm
was
not.
famous, weren't he?
No, I don't know. I don't have the answers to that one, but it looked a little bit mean, and he might, and his response after that game, yeah, where he was telling Gabriel that you know the kind of words he used, yeah, it kind
Yeah,
of hurt a little bit. And I just felt like he might not want to come to Arsenal after that. Good and
possibly.
okay. Now, Isaac is now in the picture. And to God who made me, there's I have a bias for players that are in the Premiership because they
Mm,
understand what it means, you know, to win. They understand what it takes to play in this league.
yep.
They don't have time for acclimatization. They're already natural fit, into the terrain and the culture of how they play in England. I'm still fearful about Gilchrist coming down here and not performing at his optimal best. I mean, he's a killer, I mean, but again, isn't the situation now go for the angel rather than the angel you don't know?
Mm.
I mean, what do you think?
Listen, for me, right? I mean, Gyökeres for me, I'm still going to take in a heartbeat, bro. Right? And listen, I know he didn't have the greatest games against Arsenal, but so Erling Haaland didn't have a great game last season. We pocketed him, but you're telling me you guys wouldn't take Erling Haaland. So when a player plays against us and they have a poor game, it's like, all right, I hear what you're saying because we saw a bigger picture of what they actually play like, but you can't really judge on one game for me. So for me, Vitz Gyökeres, I'm taking an absolute heartbeat still, but I hear 100% where you're coming from. When it comes to Premier League and when it comes to Prem proven players, Isak's done it already. Isak's been proving it, yeah, year in year out with Newcastle. I mean, you
Mhm.
you you must saw the goal against Liverpool, bro. Yeah, this guy is quality. Yeah, absolutely quality. I feel like with the whole money side of things is going to be like the big question about it as well because
Yeah,
they're gonna want so much for this guy, man. And
yeah.
whether or not we go
I
and
mean, it's
we
100
do
million.
it,
The price on the
100 million,
street is
yeah,
100 million. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
it doesn't get better than that, man. It's 100 million
It's
in the street.
Yeah, it's that, and at the end of the day, I feel like Isak coming in, you know, he would really suit the way how Arteta wants to play. He really suit our system. He just because he can play on the win as well. He can dress out to the win. You've seen technically about him as well. Very technical player. So I think that's why of course we're looking at this guy and he can bag goals. And I think the thing I will say with Isak is at times, again, I think he's out injured again this season. Maybe that could be not like a minor issue, but like something you've got to look at as well because over the years he has struggled with a bit of injuries. And you know what it's like when Arsenal have players, we see it with our own players, we've got too many injury prone players as well. So maybe that's a factor. But apart from that, overall, it's a no brainer. This obviously will not get done until summer. January, no way. And I do think getting a striker ASAP in January would be someone like Victor Gyökeres, for example, in January. I think that can be doable. We did it with Aubameyang,
Mhm.
2018 season. I think that's what we need. People can ban on about, oh, but we're scoring 5 goals against Bolton. Oh, but we're scoring 5 goals against West Ham. We're saying we're having the same conversations last season, Tony. Yeah, this is that same conversations where we're battering teams 5-6-0, Sheffield United's, Burnley's, right? And people was telling us we didn't need. No, we don't need a striker anymore,
No, no, no.
and it only failed.
Again, it's not about maybe we won't like Gyökeres. It's about the situation that we find ourselves in. I mean, after that game against Sporting Lisbon, you saw what happened. You heard his replies. Uh, and mind you, Amorim represents a coach that has developed Gyökeres. He believed in this guy.
Mm.
He brought him down to Portugal. He gave him, that mantle, that responsibility. And look at the beast he is turned into right now. Th- And Amorim needs, clearly, he needs a number nine out there in Manchester United.
Yeah, it's
And I mean,
fact.
don't tell me he hasn't had certain discussions, yeah, with Victor Gyökeres about, you know what, yeah, I'm leaving to Manchester United and I would need you there. We can't say he hasn't had this kind of conversations with him. Definitely, he's had those conversations. So it now boils down to does he want to come down to Arsenal or Manchester United And again, it also depends on what Amorim have actually sold up to him. As he told him that, you know what, yeah, I'll try and get Manchester United this year into the Champions League or something like that. So that's another thing. Oh, big ups to Yeti. Yeah, he says, big up Tony, my bro. Yeah, exactly. Artie is down here. Rory, Gyökeres wouldn't only excite Arsenal fans, but it must excite neutrals as well because the quality of strikers in England, apart from Haaland, have fallen off big time. Yet he's still down here. Says Anthony Herbert, you're going to cry off the weather like you did international break. And of course, my brother, Jezza, big Jezza. He just had a show. Actually, I was watching his show, before I started my own show, just listening to him. And of course, you guys know how I feel about jazz and everything. He says, hey, Tony, hope all is good. Yes, Jezza, all is good. I just came back this week, so I'm just trying to get back my channel, up and running again. And of course, definitely, it would be nice to show up to your channel maybe next week and then, see where we can get up from there. But big Jezza, man, and I mean, I know that you're, you're big on this, rivalry with Manchester United and Arsenal. I mean, over the years, yeah, I can't count how many of those games you've watched, man. But definitely, man, you ought to like that win yesterday. I mean, 2-0 to the Arsenal, by any means necessary in it. Uh, I mean, even if we're not scoring via open play, but at least, we have that set piece to actually, bail us out. Even at a point, I was even saying, you know what, yeah, I'll take this set piece manager and maybe just maybe push out Mikel Arteta. But I mean, I, I mean that's just my own opinion. I think Josh is having a problem with his internet, but it's all good. Um, Longer Yeti guys, go subscribe to the Arsenal history and more, guys. Go subscribe to that channel, man. Big channel, and go subscribe to Longer Yeti's channel. Yeah, Rory's also doing quite good things too, and Josh Truguna too. Uh, Longer Yeti he says, congrats on being an husband, bro. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Big love, yeah, big love to you, Yeti, man.
Am
Thanks,
I
I
back,
really
Tony,
appreciate that.
bro?
Yeah, you're back, man. You
Sorry, man.
disappeared. What
Sorry.
happened, man?
No, people were calling
See,
my phone, so it went off, bro. I'm like, why are you calling me for?
I get that, man. See, the set piece coach. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, let's have a conversation. Yeah, I mean, a honest one about this guy. I mean, this guy comes into this football club, yeah, and completely transforms the way. I mean, it's not Mikel Arteta. We all know that. It's a fact.
mm,
Mikel Arteta did not transform this crop of players to understand how to play corner kicks, to understand how to play set pieces. It's completely not the one. The one that did it is this Nico Jovi guy. Yeah. To what extent? Yeah. To what extent do you think the Arsenal fan base, yeah, are
yeah,
crediting this set piece alternative way of scoring goals, whatever, dark arts, whatever? To what extent do you think Arsenal fans and rival fans are actually attaching that to Nico Jovi rather than Mikel
mm,
Arteta? And do you think that this will kind of like bring in or set in a little bit of jealousy or something like that? And then we might
yeah,
start seeing some cracks in the managerial process going on in Arsenal right now. Because to be very sincere with you, I've seen lots of posts, I've seen lots of pundits, I've seen many people giving credence and giving credit to Nico Jovi rather than Mikel
yeah,
Arteta for getting these guys playing, optimally, mostly when we're using set pieces to score goals. Like, what do you think? Do you think it's going to get messy later on if this encomiums and this credits keep going to Nico Jovi? What do you think? And we all know that Mikel Arteta is like a god at Arsenal, right? Is this kind of
Yeah,
guy that has a big ego, right? I mean,
yeah, for sure.
for anyone to come and want to come and take off the head of the king. I mean,
Saka and Teta are
Josh, talk to
higher
these
Nicolas
people, man.
Jova guys.
Yeah, man.
This, yeah, like
Big up Bagav. I'm the
big
real
up
one, man.
Bagger,
He'll be
bro.
joining us maybe next week. Yeah,
Yeah, no, listen. At the end of the day, I think no, you know, credit where credit's due to the set piece coach. Yeah, this is what he's specialist at is the set pieces, and he's came in, as you said, he's this is the first time in years, man. Like especially when I'm latter stage of Wenger. This is the first time in years when I'm looking at set pieces and like we're actually cooking with them as well. But I think it's obviously a mixture of everything. Yeah, of course, set pieces. You look at Nicolas Jova. He's came in. I think we actually got him from Man City as well. By the way, I think this
yeah,
guy was at Man City. We
yeah,
got him from Man City. I'm like, nice one. This guy comes in, right? Nobody knows him at all. Yeah, people are like, oh, who's this guy, right? Now look at our set pieces. There to 2 years now, 2 seasons in a row. As I said earlier, we had the best record in not just Premier League but Europe. Out of all of Europe, we had the most set pieces, highest set pieces. That comes
yeah.
down to him. Credit and credit where credit's due to Nicolas Jova for sure. But
But
listen,
do you
I
think
think
do you think this will bring a problem between him and Mikel Arteta? Because I mean today I know how many Arsenal fans have said sack Mikel Arteta. I mean just get Nico Jovi in. I mean make him the boss. I mean I've seen this. I mean I mean it's a laughable, yeah, but I mean I've seen it. And to be very fair, yeah, of course I want this manager out, but again, it's kind of a little bit under the weather when you see many Arsenal fans just say, you know what, yeah, sack this manager and just get this with set piece FC here anyway, with the new Stoke City. So just
yeah,
just give him the job. Like,
nah,
d- do you think this will cost a little bit of you know uh, I mean, do you think that jealousy will be there? Because I know Mikel Arteta, he doesn't want anyone to have the shine. I mean, it has to be him anyway. So,
yeah.
do you think is do you think it's gonna create a little bit of a problem down there, or you think, oh, it's all good after all they hug each other when they score a goal? Do you think it's all good at the end of the day?
Yeah, nah, yeah. I wouldn't. I'm not looking into it like that. Personally, I think it's they're all only a collective. In terms of they all have the individual role with each. In terms of you look at Airport Albert as well, man. He's going to be signing as well. He's signing a
Yeah,
new
until
contract. Yeah.
2027. I mean,
So I think they're all part. They all obviously Arteta is that main guy as you rightly said, man, he's got an ego about him. But listen, Yova is perfect for set pieces. Only that's what he's specialist at is set pieces. Amazing, So listen, I don't see it like obviously what Arsenal fans are saying like sack on set and get Yova in. It's just laughable. But listen, look, like, we have our opinions on Arteta, but at the end of the day, like Yova's there. He's amazing at set pieces. That is probably that's his specialist, man. That's what he does, and
yeah,
fair play to him. And as I said, I think they're all. I mean, you see what as you rightly said with the celebration, you see what it's like. When the camera pans to Yova, I think they all have their specialist task, and Yova's with the set pieces. You got Airport Albert as Arnett as sort of like number
yeah,
two, and then
yeah.
obviously Arnett as that main guy. So I think they're honestly like all a collective. So I don't see that really breaking anything apart really. I think they're all a
Yeah,
collective, bro.
yeah, definitely. Then there's also one thing that people don't want to admit right now. I mean, when you hear the press conferences of Marasca, yeah, I mean, he's that kind of manager that doesn't want to really. I think he really understands the effect of pressure on a team. Mostly on a budding team like Chelsea. Yeah, of course we all
Yeah,
know it's a team on the build. We all know it's a team that just want to explore their chances right now. Look at what they have. Groom the kind of players that they have right now. Get Nicholas Jackson to that point where he would be more of a killer in front of goal. And and they're getting that. Yeah, they're scoring goals, they're pummeling these teams. I mean, just look at what they did the other day down to Southampton. I mean, 5 goals to 1. I mean, they're brutalizing these teams and leaving destruction at its wake.
Yeah.
Do you think Chelsea is in that conversation? Because I mean, if we as Arsenal fans, yeah, if some of us, not many of us, think we're in a title race, yeah, I do understand that. But if we're looking at ourselves as that kind of team that it's just 7 points behind Liverpool, and technically the titles are in handed over in December.
Yeah.
Liverpool is gonna lose that point in the coming months. You you would definitely fancy Arsenal to be in the title run in, like they've always been 2 years ago or 2 seasons ago. So
100.
now that Chelsea is above Arsenal right now, would you say, despite what Maresca is doing right now, and trying to just shrug off that title contender nomenclature, do you think it? Do you think Chelsea's in that title running right now? Do, do you
I
fancy them
mean,
to beat more teams the way they're doing? Because Jackson is scoring goals. The
yeah,
midfielders are looking good. Nottingham at the weekend is looking red hot. I mean,
yeah.
bro, it's looking serious now, man.
They're,
And
they're,
they're looking like serious
yeah, they're,
contenders. They don't want to drop points.
nah, that's the thing. I mean, they're just doing their thing, man. Week in, week out, and at the end of the day, it's not just Cole Palmer anymore. Look at them last season. It's Palmer literally. Yeah, I don't know where they've been without Cole Palmer last season, but they're getting goals from everywhere now. You
Mm.
know, and the Palmers, the Pedro Netos, Madueke's, the even Jackson. Like this guy's unbelievable this season, man.
That man
The,
is
the,
scoring goals, man.
He's
I
scoring goals
can't
for
believe
fun
it
for
myself.
Chelsea, man. And the midfield as well, Caicedo, he's looking like the Caicedo that they signed, the one from Brighton. This guy comes in this season and he's been probably one of the best midfielders this season for in Premier League. This guy's been rock solid. And
Yeah.
I think overall as a team, as you said, they're scoring goals for fun. They're getting goals everywhere on the pitch. It's not, I mean, Palmer's doing his thing as always, but it's not just Palmer. It's they're getting goals from everywhere and they're quietly doing their thing about it. And again, it's like Maras is sort of brushing it under the carpet, as you said. He's like, he's sort of thinking, nah, and even some of the players in interviews saying, nah, it's a bit too early for that for us to be in a title race. Like so even they're brushing it under the carpet, but. I swear this is what we were doing under Arteta in his first season when he
Bro,
but
they've
nobody
outscored
thought.
Liverpool this season.
Well, there we go
See, yeah,
then.
they've outscored Liverpool this season, and Liverpool is that bar, right? Is that pedestal that people are saying that, oh, we hand them the title already at December. I've seen some Liverpool fans say that, but Chelsea have outscored Liverpool this season. They're 7 points behind them, just a slingshot. If Liverpool go on to maybe get a draw in Merseyside Derby coming up this weekend. Tap boom, Chelsea get that win tomorrow. We're talking of just 4 points. If they lose tomorrow, it's 3 points. I mean, this is a very difficult league, yeah. And with what I'm seeing, yeah, Chelsea just beating these teams. They're in imperious form. It's difficult at this point, yeah, to say
Yeah,
to say to say Chelsea isn't in this title run in. I mean, it would be disgraceful for any pundit to actually look down, at what Chelsea is doing now. And th- this is the thing, yeah. The whole pressure is on Arsenal because of our big mouthed, coach. Maraska is just pushing away the pressure, and yeah, when a team plays without that pressure from external forces, I'm talking of the media, I'm talking of the fans. The fans right
yeah,
now aren't even pressured to even think that their team is going for this title. So Maraska has done that from ground up from the start of the season. He has been saying, "Hey,
mm,
I'm here to build this team. I'm here to take this team to where I can get them to." He hasn't been that boisterous manager. inserted ego into the whole thing. It's a different ball game when it comes to Mikel Arteta. I'm not saying he is boasted he's going to win the league, but I'm saying,
Yeah,
with his, I mean, with how he talks, yeah, and of course him
yeah,
feeling that he has gone back to back, neck and neck with Man City. Of course, there'll be that little ego, like, oh, maybe this is my time to win, yeah. But Maraska doesn't have that. He's seen it like Chelsea. We have to build, we have to galvanize the team, we have to motivate the boys. But this is more than motivation. They're looking like killers, and with the way they're killing and shooting down these teams, that no one can doubt their title credentials right now.
no,
And
no,
they've played big teams already, so it's not like they've just played little
yeah,
teams or
exactly.
whatever. They've been through lots of tests this season. They've played Arsenal. They
Yeah,
drew
we
against
we
us.
drew with them. We drew with them. Yeah.
Exactly. I think they've played Liverpool, right?
Um,
Have they played
have
Liverpool?
they beat Liverpool yet? Yeah,
I,
yeah, I think they did.
I'm not sure
I think
about
they
that,
drew. I
but
swear they drew Liverpool as well.
I think they drew with Liverpool. Uh, but again, I think their loss came against Man City or something like that. Yeah, but you can call that a free hit anyway.
Yeah, they lost the first game of the season against Man City. That's first game of the season, ain't it? So
That's
it's
the first
like
game of the season, right?
so. But no, bro, they're doing their thing, man. They're doing their business, and they're looking really good. And right now, you have to say, Tony, they're up there. Whether or not they'll maintain this, because we've still got another half of the season to go, remains to be seen. But it doesn't look like they're going to fall off. I think they'll be up there. Obviously, if Liverpool drop off, maybe they could capitalize. But I think the fact that, as you rightly said as well, they're not really like, their fans don't really have that sort of mind that they're in the title race. They're just, sort of going about their business. Same with the players and the
Yeah,
manager. You never know, man. You never know. It's like I can't look at it this way. When Arsenal was in our first title race with Arteta, yeah, come off the bat that we finished fourth place. Sorry, was it
yeah,
no? Sorry, we finished fifth place in last season. Nobody was talking about Arsenal, really going all the way and
yeah,
I'm talking about other fans like challenging for the league title, and we did. So I kind of see it similar with Chelsea. Remember Enzo Marasca's first season. Yeah, again, I think you got to take into account as well. The money they spent is a lot. So I do hear when people say that. But when it's Enzo Marasca's first season, the guy came from Leicester. Good job at Leicester. Like, I did not expect this so far. And,
yeah,
he's getting the best out of players like, even like Cucurella, for example, at left back. He's getting the best out of these
yeah.
players now. And,
Even
and they did something.
Sanchez is looking like a more level-headed goalkeeper. In front of goal. He has
They
arranged that defense. In his image and
they
in his
brought in Neto as
likeness.
well,
Like,
man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They're playing together, and again, Noni Madueke is looking good. Is looking potent enough. He's trying to get some goals out of Modric in it. I think Modric scored in a game. I think maybe in Europe or so. Uh, I mean, Nicholas Jackson is scoring goals for fun.
Yeah.
Cole Palmer is, I mean, just blitzing teams and leaving destruction out its wake. I mean, they're looking good. But anyway, Josh, because we have to go, predictions for that Fulham game, man.
Do you know what I'm going to go with? I'm going to go with typical, yeah, shameless, dark arts. 1-0 to the Arsenal. George Graham saying 1-0 to the Arsenal.
Dark
Very
Arts
tight game.
FC, right?
But we probably saw we probably score another set piece, guys, like always, and then we'll be moaning again and crying. But we're gonna get the 3 points. We're gonna win. That's the main thing. So 1-0 to the Arsenal, bro. Come on.
1-0 to the Arsenal. But man, I'm looking at maybe 2-1. I think this will be a tight game, man.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
I
gonna
agree.
be a tight game. Yeah, it's gonna be a tight one. But I fancy Arsenal to still get that 2-1 win. It's gonna be tough. Marco Silva, he's engaged Mikel Arteta, a couple of times, since he's been the manager at
Yeah,
Fulham. He knows how he plays, and Marco Silva is a seasoned manager. He knows how to, get the best out of players. He puts his players definitely where suits them most of the time, and again, that's a testament to how Emmy Smith Rowe has really developed as a player at Fulham, scoring goals and creating chances at the same time. He has been able to get the best out of Iwobi. Iwobi is looking real, real, real good.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you can be able to get something or get a tune out of these players that when they were at Arsenal, Mikel Arteta couldn't get a tune out of them. And he's, I mean, he's making use of these players and creating something. I mean, Nelson, I've seen Nelson's displays. I mean, he's not scoring goals, but he's pushing, he's trying to kick the ball about and stuff like that. At least, Marco Silva, he has got them playing good football. But again, let's see that. And again, if Fulham was such a bad side, yeah, they won't be in seventh right now. They won't be winning
Exactly.
this kind of games they're winning. I mean, they've posted 3 wins in about 6 games, and it's not like they drew. It's not like they lost the remaining three. They just only lost one and drew two. So for me, that's a good run in for them. And then uh, that win against Brighton would just set them up for something special this weekend. They will believe because I mean, Brighton played Arsenal, drew against Arsenal, right? So, and
Mm,
they, are craving Cottage. I mean, it's a fortress for them. I mean, for some seasons now, it's only teams that have really come down there to outclass them seriously and have serious imperious quality that has come down there to Craven Cottage to beat them. So, uh, I, I mean, they've turned that Craven Cottage into something else. So let's see,
100%.
man. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. It's gonna be a tough one. I fancy Arsenal to get the dark arts in and get the goals in. So, let's just see what
100%.
happens, man. Josh, shout out your channel, man. Talk to these people what you got coming up this
Yes,
week.
Tony, bro, it's been a pleasure to be back on with you, bro. Talking everything, as always. This show is definitely up there. One of my favorite. If not one of my, this is one of my favorite shows, man. If not the favorite that I have. Like I've missed this show so much, man. And it's good to be back doing it. And of course, we're gonna try and keep it consistent as possible.
Mhm,
When we both get the free time. But thank you
mhm.
so much, man. Thank you obviously for a great show. Thanks to the chat as well for always tuning in and leaving your guys' thoughts. And yeah, listen, guys, I do daily Arsenal content. You guys obviously can find me True Guna everywhere on YouTube, on Instagram. I don't use Twitter anymore because bro, it's full of it's full of Ronans, man, over there on the Twitter. So for me, it's Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I'm on as well. It's all True Guna. And yeah, we're on the road to 10K subscribers, daily Arsenal content. So we'll be doing obviously the watch long and hopefully if we can do a Champions League one with Tony and Bargath and Rory, that'd be really good again. I've really enjoyed them before. And I also
Yeah.
got a second channel as well. I do Italian content on my second channel. It's called Serie A Obsessed. So I'm going to be doing all the Serie A games
Please, you have to
tomorrow.
send me that channel so I can
Yeah,
subscribe
sure,
to it.
man. Yeah, sure thing, for sure. So yeah, we do watch all the Serie A covering all Italian football there. But yeah, bro, great to be back with you, my guy, and thank you so much for today, bro.
Yeah, man. See, guys, go subscribe to Just True Goodness channel. Yeah, I mean both channels. Yeah, probably I'll get the link of the second one and post it out here, so those of you watching on playback can be able to, get a glimpse of what it's like watching European football with this brother, Just True Goodness. And that person in the chat also, Longhead Yeti, is down here. Subscribe to that channel, guys. Yeah, it says Twitter full of free speech, like. Oh my days. Shout out to shout out to Yeti. Yeah, shout out to Yeti. Go subscribe to Longhead Yeti's channel. Great guy, great guy, great guy. Nottingham Forest playing against Manchester United. That'll be a big game this weekend. Let's see what happens. Nottingham Forest coming up from a loss, a horrible loss against City. Yeti? Why does your team have to be the one to bail Manchester City out? I mean, those guys have gone seven games without a win, and your team goes out there and open up their legs for them to just, uh, bro. I'll pause down there, man. See ya, guys. The return of Deji Sports will be tomorrow, man. Deji. See ya, guys. Yeah, Deji is a big character. Yeah, I mean, so we're launching our show back, and Deji's coming back to the channel. First time in a long time. He has come down here, so he'll be here Sunday, 11 a.m. in the morning. And of course, that's 2 hours ahead in my time, which is 1
Yeah.
p.m. I would have come back from church by that time. So, to be a it's a guys, yeah, see, the Minority Report reloaded. It's gonna be mad, yeah. You guys know Deji, the loud mouth from Tottenham Hotspurs is gonna be here. So, we're gonna go to war on that one. I mean, I'm seeing Tottenham Hotspur fans calling Postecoglou Poster no clue, and I want to know how how far that's sitting down well with Deji Sports. So Deji will be making his comeback to the Minority Report Reloaded down here on Sunday. Tomorrow, TJ might be popping in. I'll try and ask one or two people. Maybe if Yeti has something to do, or I don't know, or maybe you'll watch along. I know that I might just join something later on in the evening or something like that. So yeah, probably tomorrow I'll be a little bit free. Ola is coming back to the channel with our show, the Ola and Cloud show. So he'll be here Sunday evening for me and him to have a little bit of a chat on what's coming up with the football club, the Monaco game, the post-game show, what happened, what will happen against Fulham, different stuff. I'll be back here in the evening on Sunday. So, join us for that one too. So, I mean, from me and from Josh, and we are out.